In order to co-create a healthy relationship with others, we must look at the relationship to ourselves. Okay, so nurturing that relationship with ourselves, implementing those self-love practices, and also, very important, what I notice in a lot of my clients and the dynamics that they experience in their relationships is that part of learning to actually stop betraying ourselves. This is very common, what we call self-betrayal in codependent relationships, in all kind of not so healthy relationships where people-pleasing dynamics is in full force, for example. So it's not just about romantic relationships, but in general, how do we as human beings relate to each other? In this video today, I will share with you what it looks like, because a lot of people don't actually realize that by having this behavior or by accepting certain things in their relationship, they are actually betraying themselves. And I can tell you that from the personal experience and the experience from working with my clients, I see that self-betrayal brings so much more pain that is so damaging that a lot of negative manifestations actually start to happen. So whether that's related to your mental health or even physical health, that is so important to stop betraying yourself in relationships, because that is having a massive damaging subconscious effect. So in this video, I will share examples of how self-betrayal actually might look in relationships, because so many of us don't even understand what we are doing, because again, it is a subconscious behavior. So to become really aware of it will take a bit of practice, but I hope that these examples will bring you a little bit more clarity. The first example would be constantly prioritizing someone else's needs above your own. Okay, so it's not to say that other people don't have needs and you only need to focus on your own needs, but there is a difference when you actually step over yourself and deny your own needs in order to prioritize constantly someone else's needs. So in this dynamic, you can start realizing that, okay, well, if I'm meeting that need for my partner or my friend or someone else, who is there going to meet my need? Perhaps I also have the same need. Who's going to do that for me? Is there someone at all? Or I'm just going to go and keep on giving and keep on prioritizing other people while I betray my own needs, while I put my needs in a drawer somewhere, hoping that one day somebody else will come and open that drawer, right, and start meeting my needs. But in the meantime, I just keep betraying myself. So this also ties very beautifully in a self-betrayal realm with, again, accepting less than what you're truly needing in a relationship. Accepting breadcrumbs or accepting bare minimum and believing that this is something incredible, right? Like somebody promised you that they're gonna call you, and they did, and you take it as some sort of miracle, right? It's bare minimum. If somebody promised you they're going to do something, I expect them to do something. So accepting that bare minimum and also fantasizing that this is somehow has much more meaning than it really does could be another sign of self-betrayal. Another example of self-betrayal is actually apologizing for things that are not your fault and taking responsibility for the things that you are not responsible for. So this dynamic is very, very common. So pay attention. Are you someone who does it? Who takes responsibility for others and maybe even spreads some sort of excuses for others' hurtful behavior? Just watch how that actually makes you feel. And you will see, you will feel what self-betrayal actually feels in your body. And another one is connected to your own values, your own opinions, and your own belief system, right? If you feel that you need somehow, or you're pressured somehow, you are manipulated somehow in changing your own values, so this relationship can actually exist, really think about it. What does it say? How does it feel? Does it feel great? Does it feel expansive? Or does it feel contracting and painful that you actually have to deny your own ideas and your own beliefs in order to be with someone? And the last but not least is ignoring your own intuition. So this is very important because intuition is something that we can rely on if we have a healthy relationship with ourselves. And intuition is that inner knowing that can be developed over time, and it's a wonderful compass to have actually once we have this nurturing relationship with ourselves and we trust ourselves, we believe in ourselves, we validate our own experiences, the intuition will continue to grow and become stronger, something that you will be able to actually trust. Once we ignore that inbuilt compass that we all have, it is a huge betrayal to ourselves, because that means we are now being led by someone else and we don't listen to ourselves. So I hope these examples of self-betrayal in relationships brought you some clarity, and you might be able to recognize whether you are self-betraying in your current relationships. And once you know how it looks like and how it feels like, you might become ready to start shifting these kind of dynamics and really coming back to yourself, really start nurturing and loving yourself a little bit more, because that will help you to start co-creating healthier relationships where you show up authentically and you are no longer guided and scattered by someone else's energy, someone else's opinions. You can really start to get to know yourself better, and therefore being able to co-create healthier, more authentic, and more beautiful relationships.